Hi, my name is Dr. Amina Douidi, and I am the Equity and Inclusion Specialist at TELT.
So, Amina, welcome to the TELT Advisory Board. We're here to learn about your professional history and about the role that you're taking on in our advisory board. So, perhaps you could tell us, first of all, a bit about yourself and your
Such an
professional
honor to
background.
be part of TELT. When I was invited to take part in the advisory board, I immediately said yes. I thought it was an excellent way to contribute, maybe differently. I specialize in interculturality, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And this is a work that I do with publishers, with ministries. We've worked on different projects that involve gender equity and equality, especially in the African context. And that's where I come from. That's where my heart is. But I'm based in the UK, where I also work with other global institutions, including publishers in the field of English language teaching and in education in general. I came into doing this work after completing my PhD in the field of interculturality and English language teaching. I'm passionate about materials and course books, and I've always wanted to be a material writer. And I try to focus my work on decoloniality, especially in an environment where we are today, where power dynamics are not balanced and materials have a big role in the way we want to shape our future. So my job now as part of the advisory board of TELT is to continue this work of strengthening the quality of services that we provide, making sure that equity is at the heart of it, making sure that the impact and measuring the impact that our inclusion work is sustained throughout our different projects and with different collaborators. And I'm really excited about doing this work.
DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, comes across as a package, a fixed term in most of the projects that we're involved with. Can you say something about those three dimensions and how they interact, how they fit together? Because I think in some projects there's more of an emphasis on one or other
It's a
of the
very
three.
So DEI is a very politicized field. This is the terminology we use at the moment because that's what our collaborators understand and that's what the industry is using. However, the field of inclusion, the field of deconstructing barriers and involving marginalized individuals and communities and bringing them into the center of the work that we do in education has existed for decades in education and English language teaching. It's not a new field, it's not something that research hasn't been interested in. The terminology changes, of course, but in short, DEI is very context dependent and it's also, from my experience, historically informed. It relies a lot on research. It relies a lot on listening to the people who are involved and the groups that we're trying to involve into the work. And it would be nonsensical, honestly, to do any DI work without centering the voices of those who we're trying to involve.
You referred also to interculturality and decolonialization, decoloniality. Um, is that Does that account for the wider focus on
Yes,
context that you talked
definitely.
about?
So different DEI practitioners come from different schools, but the mission is the same. I come from the intercultural field, so I inform my work with the research on the field of interculturality, the power dynamic between the global north and the global south, and my job is to translate those theories into practical advice, into guidance, into policies for the different projects that we work on.
That's summed it up beautifully. Could go on happily reflecting on these issues with you for a long time. But I think we
Yes.
we probably need to draw this to a close. I think the role that you play on the advisory board will be a crucial one, certainly not one that will ever be marginalized with you in that chair. So thank you once again for taking the time out of the post-festivity atmosphere in Tlemcen, and welcome again to the TELT
Thank you.
Advisory
I
Board.
appreciate
Thanks
you,
again.
Alan.